Again, it is a case of school fires, especially after this week, another fire outbreak consumed a school dormitory in Mukono. The school is Salama School of the Blind, and 11 kids perished in that school fire. We again look at what exactly can we do, and we will be sharing tips on what exactly can be done to rescue those that that find themselves in a fire outbreak. I've been joined by Corporal Sergeant Walsimbi Eri. I'm sorry, Sergeant Walsimbi Eri, and Walsimbi Eri is the Community Liaison Officer at the Directorate of Fire Prevention and Rescue Services here in Kampala. Welcome to the program, Sergeant Walsimbi, and speak to our viewers briefly.
I'm glad to be here, my host, and the management be here.
Good. Briefly tell us,
yes, sir,
about the capacity that you police have to intervene and probably save, act in case of a fire outbreak.
Actually, that's a very good question. Most people, they think that's only fire headquarters where you find fire trucks. The Director of Fire Prevention and Rescue Services has tried as much as possible with the entire community of police to put different fire stations or satellite stations along different major roads and in different regions. What has happened, like when you use like Ginger Road, we have like from Boyogerere, we have one Namamve, Mukono, we have Lugazi, then you go up to Ginger, then you go up that road. There are so many. Every road out of Kampala, at least there is a station which is not at clock tower, which is the headquarters. So what we normally do, when a call comes at the fire headquarters, and then we can also call those people, then they intervene. At least we have tried to put different fire stations in different regions and different places so that they can respond. The response time reduces. So different areas have different fire stations, and they are there. And we are here to also to establish other stations. As when they bring new vehicles and other vehicles, we are here to start other stations. Okay. But they are there.
As we talk about school fires,
yes,
share with us some precautionary measures one can take in case of a fire outbreak.
Basically, before maybe I come to the precautions, whenever you start in a school, there was what we call the police guidelines on schools. They are there. Then they indicate what you're supposed to put in place. Everything is put down. Then there is also what we call the basic minimum requirement of Ministry of Education, Indicator 12. Also that one put in place, or they have put in place so many things you need to follow before you start a school. Maybe some of them. One, security must be there. Two, the safety must be also looked at. And when you talk of security and safety in schools, that's mainly the major issue now. The security does not mean only having the guards. The security and safety includes the students, first of all. They will be the ears on the ground. It includes the matrons, it includes the guards themselves, the teachers, and other people surrounding that community. That if there is any problem, the students can take the information to the teachers or the matron. Matron can take it, another person. Then that information can reach very fast those who are concerned. Then you can avert any problem which can come. Then also, there are some other things before you set up. There are things which are supposed to be in the school, like fire extinguishers. Those are the first minimum things you have to be with. If you have a school, or if you have a place where it's going to gather so many people, you have so many people who are going to be there.
At least where you can get sand.
Yes.
And then those sand.
No, I don't encourage people for sand issue. No, in most cases when you go to like a petrol station and find somebody has put buckets of sand and you ask, what is the use? He'll tell you for firefighting.
Yes.
But you ask that person, the application of 3 kilograms of sand and there is 10,000 liters of petrol or 1,000 liters of petrol, how are you going to apply it? Sand is for maybe when there is a spillage, you pour it there, then it sucks out all that fuel which is there, then you sweep. But when there is a real flame, sand will never help you. Maybe there is what we call like a mistake.
Briefly tell us about those precautionary measures one must take in case of a fire outbreak in a school.
In a school, first and foremost, there is what we call emergency action plan. In emergency action plan, there is one thing, first and foremost, you alert.
Okay.
You have to put in place different ways how you can alert your neighbor or somebody who's next to you.
Next to the school?
Within the school community, the students must be, they must learn how to alert each other. They can make alarm. You can set up the alarm system like the bells if you have, but it must be a system. That's one, to alert. Two, the moment when there is any alarm, you are supposed to come out. Don't even ask what is going on. Just come out. Okay. You leave the place of danger, you go to the place of safety. And we believe outside is more safer than inside because you might not know what is inside there. Okay. So, immediately when everybody has evacuated, you need to inform the nearby police. You need to call police. If it is a fire, call a fire brigade on 0800 121222. That is a toll-free line. That number you can call. Even if the fire you can manage, call. They will come to advise you whether the way it has started and advise you not to happen again. Then also, if you have equipments like fire extinguishers, try to know how they work or use them. Don't learn them on that very moment, but you must be on a daily basis or weekly basis. You must know. You must do what we call these fire drills regularly.
In case of kids, because we are talking about a school environment, a school dormitory. Those are the usual places where the fires actually wreak havoc. What can kids do in case of a fire outbreak? They are in the dormitory.
Yes, the first thing, make alarm, and the moment you make alarm, you just go out.
Okay.
What we are requesting teachers and those who are the proprietor of those schools, the doors must open outward, not inward. Reason, once the first person touches that door, he goes with that door. While making
way for others.
Yes, alarm. Make alarm, fire, fire, fire. You go where? Even if you have a friend, even if you have what, for you first, your safety first. Okay. You go out. Then when you run out, you can inform the elders. Then you can, then other things can be done by those people who are responsible. If maybe it is maybe the secondary school, you can give a hand. Those who are big, but these younger one, no. However much is the body is big, but no. Don't even try to say maybe let me go and rescue my friend. Don't do it. Your safety first. You move where?
Actually, I wanted to ask you about the do's and don'ts in case of a fire outbreak in a school.
The first and foremost, once you make alarm, you go out to the assembly point.
Don't stay behind.
Don't even look back. Even if you are naked, just go out. We lost one of the students in Jinja. He ran away from the dormitory when it was under fire. After reaching outside, they started laughing at him. Maybe decided to go back and died this year. Have that school here, And then whenever you step out, even don't bother to look behind. Just go where? Outside. That one you will be safe. You go in a safer place, very far from the burning facility. That's one thing. Two, whenever you see anybody you don't know, inform. Don't say, sometimes they normally go there and tell you, we saw, when incidents have already happened. When you see something which is unusual, it's not, somebody you don't know, just inform. I've seen somebody here, there is this and this. But also what we are encouraging, these fires, most of them have happened, when these students have gone for preps. We're encouraging proprietors to put what we call motion sensors. That when when everybody is out, the motion sensor is triggered on or is put on, then whatever happens there, anything happens there, it will trigger and then to alert that there is somebody or there is something, an intruder. Those one can be there. Then the cameras must be put there and there must be somebody to monitor Not like this one, the camera is in a director's office and director does not work at night, then you come for only post-mortem. No, that's the wrong method. You need somebody to be there and to watch. What if there is anything, then somebody will tell you, will alert the askaris or those in charge of security that you can check on this point, then to help. Then also, the fence.
Okay, the perimeter fence.
The perimeter, most of the schools have porous fences. Anybody can pass anywhere. And they have very few security personnel. Which means what if anything happens, nobody can save the situation. So the fence must be, even if you don't have these wall fences, at least put what we call these live fences and put barbed wire. It can assist and will help you. Then also, the number of the security people must be increased. You find somebody is a security personnel, the same time is the cook. And at night that person is not going to work. It has caused so many problems. People, you think you have security, yet you don't have.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, talk about again that environment where fire has broke out and the kids are inside the dormitory. For you rescuers, really know those places where probably one can be safe in case the doors cannot open, where they can hide and be safe for some time, at least waiting for rescue.
Yeah, we're encouraging everybody. They are what we call survival skills.
Okay.
Never sleep in a dormitory without water.
Okay.
And that water must not be in a jerry can. It must not be in in a tap or a drum. It must be in open containers like a basin, buckets, or some drums if it's possible. If anything happens like a fire, and it so happens that maybe you are only seeing smoke, you don't know where there is the source. And where you're going to pass, maybe there is a flame. Get a bed sheet or get a blanket, soak it in water. Put it in the very important parts of the body like the face to reduce the direct inhalation of that smoke, because it is the one which kills. Then you can survive for some minutes while you are looking for other places. What kills first, it is the smoke. You inhale the smoke, you suffocate, fall down, and then you lie down. Then the fire comes and summarizes the body. So once you do that, you wrap it on these fragile parts of the body, then you can jump through the fire, then you go out. You can survive. Or maybe when you are in another room and smoke is too much, then you can call help while you are reducing the rate at which you are inhaling that smoke. 2, when you are moving from one corner to the doorway, never walk upright. Just go down to your knees and crawl up to, because the burnt gases tend to be very light. They tend to raise. Then down 1.5 feet, there is some air you can breathe. You crawl and go out. Remember, whatever burns tends to raise where? Up. Then you can move where? Outside. You can be while moving out and then you get some burns. Never just take off. When you are in a safe place now, the body is burning. Just stop, drop, and roll. When you are doing that, you are pressing the burning part of the cloth to the ground so that the flame can go off. Than taking off because you will be fanning it. Then, when you sustain some injuries, what you are supposed to just get water. Then you pour on that affected part only for at least 10 minutes, running water. Reason, you reduce the movement of heat from the affected part to other parts which are not affected. So then you go for normal treatment.
Swimming pool, can I plunge into it?
No, you don't even need to go and soak yourself in a drum. Just pick water or just get water, pour, running water for at least 10 minutes. The heat will go away, then you go for normal treatment.
In a school dormitory, for instance, and in case of a fire breakout, there are some structures, some beds, some other cupboards inside the dormitory.
Yes.
Is there any safe place I can hide as we wait for rescue services? Can I go under the bed? Is it safe there?
No, it is not safe, simply because when fire gets, there are so many things in the dormitory which burns. And as I told you, what kills, it is the smoke. You might hide under the bed because there is no flame, but the smoke will reach there. And then you inhale it, then you suffocate. The best way, the dormitory, there must be what we call good housekeeping. the beds must be only double.
Okay.
The moment you find where you have taken your child and the beds are triple, you just know you are the one responsible for anything to happen to your child. You are responsible because you are the one who put your child to get problems. The beds must be double, and the corridors must be clear of any obstacle. These is what we call the boxes and suitcases. It must be put on the bed of the owner of that box, not in the corridor. So that if there is any problem, somebody can jump from this second bed, then down and can run. There must be at least every dormitory must be at least an exit which is wide enough, at least which can allow people to escape, like 40 people per minute.
Okay.
And that drill must be, you know, the school must practice that every time. So that if there is incident, first the safety of the people, or the pupils, or the students is priority number one.
Okay.
Nobody is allowed to hide under the bed because smoke will find you there. The only way there is alarm, there is a problem, move out to the safe place. Okay. Evacuate immediately.
Okay, finally, let's talk about some rescue procedures a person can take to have other people, to save other people in case he or she has capacity. What can he do?
The first priority, you look at the people.
Okay.
Where are they?
Now, this is a matron, this is a guard, and fire breaks out. What should they do first to save some people or the kids?
When you are not trained, it's not easy to save. What maybe I will encourage them to put in place what can help them if there is a problem. What are we supposed to do? Every dormitory, yes,
our time is running out.
Every dormitory must be equipped with fire suppression systems. The fire extinguishers must be there. This time even we're encouraging every dormitory must have at least what we call the sprinkling system. And that one can help. If there is a problem, you switch on that system and then it can help. If there is a fire, you can get this fire suppression system where you are alerting everybody. Trying to this one who cannot move, you tell them to move out. If you're a matron, this is what you are supposed to do. You have students at the wee hours, you know, at night. You just be at the forefront. Every child make them line up, touch each other. They make one line and then they walk outside. For you will be encouraging these others who have failed to come out to touch each other while moving where? Outside. Then you can save very many. Not going inside, you carry one, by the time you go back, fire has gone point B, has reached point C. That one is not going to assist.
Thank you so much, Sergeant Walusimbi Eri. Thank you so much for your time. And Sergeant Walusimbi Eri is the Community Liaison Officer from the Directorate of Fire and Prevention, Fire Prevention and Rescue Services at the Fire Headquarters in Kampala. We now know what to do, and we expect that you now must do what you must do. My name is Simapolo. Let's keep ourselves safe just because now we know what to do. Good evening. Until next